This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to what is another video sitting here on August Bank Holiday, Monday, the 28th of May, after what really has been a truly horrendous weekend of racing again in America. We saw it the other week with Maple Leaf Mill, absolutely terrible outcome in the test stakes. And it's like they learned nothing out in America because 2 weeks later, New York Thunder, highly promising 3-year-old, in fact, identified by myself and put on the US horses playlist, was 4 or 5 lengths clear of his field in the Group 1 and just couldn't sustain the gallop. You know, his legs were too weak to sustain the gallop, and sadly, he hit the deck, and sadly became the second horse in a fortnight to die less than 200 metres from the line in a Grade 1 American dirt race. I mean, what are they doing out there? Now, it doesn't happen anywhere else. Well, it does, but not to a certain extent in such high-profile races with such regularity. I mean, to me, they're ruining the sport now. You know, it's impossible to really. Oh, I don't know. It's horrible what's happening out there, and nobody seems to want to do anything about it, which is the worst thing. So, hopefully, New York Thunder. Terrible, terrible what happened to him. Ammo Racing, who have just broken through really in Ireland with their first Group 1 victory with another horse identified by ourselves, Bucanero Fuerte. They were very close to having their second Group 1 winner there, only for it to be taken away from them in a horrible manner. Rest in peace to the horse. That's all we can say. Right, now we're going to move on to hopefully something a bit more positive, although you can never tell, with a horse that may end up on the new website, classicwatch24.great/site.net. You'll see there's a tab already there for Australian trained horses. All people will need to do is click on that there, and there will be a page of horses there with videos in. Let's have a look. Why not? Why not? I'm going to show you rather than talk you through it. That's what you will get if you click on the link. You'll get on all the Australian horses that I feel did enough towards the end of the 2-year-old season to get on the list. Only got the 4 at the minute. Commemorative, Learning to Fly, Shinzo, and I Am Unstoppable. So that's where you will find the new horses for Classic Watch 2024. Australia, obviously, they start their season the 1st of August. So obviously around December, January time, it'll be 2024 and all the classics will be in play at the same time. With the US horses, the UK horses turning 3 on January the 1st. This horse we're taking a look at here, very well bred horse. I was aware of it last season at 2. I watched it win a listed race at 2 last year over a mile. And it's come back in its first Group 3 performance at 3, dropped in trip, and the horse has obliged. First time out this year. So I think it's time to stick the horse on the site. And the horse in question is the beautifully bred Tom Kitten, sired by a stallion that not many people in Australia might know anything about, as much about. It wasn't an Australian-based stallion. Harry Angel. It did a lot of its racing, all of its racing pretty much exclusively in the UK. and it was a top-class sprinter. It won the Haydock Sprint Cup, a Group 1, at 3. You see there, also won the July Cup as well, the Sandy Lane Stakes. At 2, it won the Mill Reef, and at 4, it won the Duke of York Stakes. You'll see there it's ahead of the 2017 sprint ratings. The champion 3-year-old sprinter in Europe in 2017. Yeah, I do like the horse. I do actually like the horse as a stallion because I think it's not going to just throw sprinters. If people send the right dam to it and ignore the fact that they could have a good sprinter on their hand and train it to bring maybe the Dams and Oaks winner or a Guineas winner, stretch it out, then I do think the horse will be more than capable of siring something decent. He's only sired 3 crops at the moment, 288 horses, foaled, only 136 runners. 73 winners have won 113 races. And you'll see there that he's sired 9 stakes winners and only 3 graded stakes winners. Well, I say only at this stage. I mean, his first crop is 3 years old. And so the further they go at 3, you would think that there might be a few more. The more, when I say further, I mean the further through their lives, not in distance. You'll see there that even at 3, it's the 3-year-olds that are winning the graded races. The 2-year-olds taking out the stakes races. So even with only 2 crops really to hit the track, and one really that's doing a little bit, it's very early in the 2-year-old UK season, you can say, people might even be able to say that his stock are already improving with age. Looking at that, they seem to be winning at a higher grade anyway than they do at 2. And you'll see there that he's really sired in Great Britain, on Australia, a couple of the French-based ones, but he has been shuttled to stand in Australia. Obviously, their 2-year-old season has barely to start yet, so that will be his second crop, not his third. But I'm sure that there might be some good ones. Again, they see the graded stakes winner is Tom Kitten in Australia, and there's also one in France and one in the USA. 3 Group 3 winners: Tom Kitten, Marshman, the Carl Burke trained horse, not a badly bred horse either. People actually look at it on the dam side, and Al Diazim, who was going through the ranks in Dubai like a knife through butter, it's fair to say. But by virtue of his Group 1 fourth last year, as well as a listed race win, you'd have to say that Tom Kitten is probably leading the way at the moment now after this win in the Group 3 up-and-coming stakes over 6.5 furlongs. You see their horse there over a mile, already showing very good form, winning the Fernhill listed race and then finishing 4th behind Militarised and Bases Loaded and something else that it chooses not to tell us in the Group 1 Champagne Stakes. Very interesting pedigree. I think people will find out when they take a close look at Tom Kitten. Tom Kitten, you'll see there, winner of, I don't know if that's quite right, 3 of his 6 races, but you've just seen his form over there. And people will see that he is bred by Harry Angel, like we said, out of a dam called Transfers. It's a very interesting pedigree the further people go back, it's fair to say. We're going to take a look at the first 3 dams now. You will see that he is family 8F. If you were quick, Transfers family 8F. Winner of 4 of her 18 starts and winner of 146,500 UK dollars. She also raced for Godolphin, a black type producer, but unfortunately failed, according to these. We're going to trust them to make their mark at stakes level. She did win 4 races in Australia, and that's not easy to do. There's very competitive racing in Australia. We'll do it this way because it means we'll have to do less backward clicks. The second dam is foaled in 2005 out of Street Cry, Moving Out. You'll see there, winner of only 1 out of 8 races and just over 30,750 UK dollars. And again, she was exported to England and later to Ireland. We couldn't really find much that she had bred. But it was then when we started looking at the third dam, Twyla, and her dam, Dancing Show, that they begin to come through a bit. Twyla again, winner of 1 of 6 starts and 18,000 US dollars. She won the STC Mark Davis Cup, wherever that was ran, and she was exported to Ireland in February 2009. The fourth dam is a dam called Dancing Show, and she is very well bred. Fair to say, winner of 1 out of 12 starts and only $17,280. Sent to France, returned to the USA, sent to New Zealand before sadly dying in 1999. People probably wondering why on earth is this idiot identifying this horse? Looked at 4 dams of it. None of them have won a pattern race. None of them have bred any pattern races. What's this idiot doing? But this horse I think is a good example of how far people sometimes have to go back in a horse's pedigree to get the full picture. Because now it's just like a roll of honour of horses. In fact, we've started to find some nice horses that race in Australia. Out of the 5th dam, Show Lady and Dancing Show was also starting to figure. Gathering, you see, Twyla is the 2nd dam of Gathering through a mare called Celebria. Gathering won 4 out of 29 races and career earnings of 985,150. Second, he was a 3rd in the Size Produce Stakes. He's a Group 1 winner at 4, winner of the Railway Stakes at Western Australia. He was also placed in the Champion Stakes, the Gloaming, and the Norman Robinson at Group level at 3, and also Group 2 placed. I think that race might be a Group 1 now, at 2. A good horse, gelded though, but a nice horse nonetheless. I don't know quite what that is. That must just be tabs that we didn't use. So look for horses. We had them done and then used somewhere else. Florentina is an interesting mare. Winner of 2 out of her 8 starts and $217,800. She won the Group 3 Gold Coast Guineas in 2012, and she was also second. She was also placed, in 2 Group 2 races, the Furious Stakes and the T Rose Stakes of 2011. But this horse here, the next one, is this horse I'm missing. It's actually still going around now. I've watched it go around a few times in races and never backed it. Is in Italian. If people look, Florentina of Australia is actually the dam of In Italian, a horse racing in America. Winner of 7 of her 12 starts, never been out of the first 3 in her career. Winner of 7 wins, 4 places. This one is a good horse. A winner of over $2 million. Back to the current day now, this pedigree with this horse, you'd say. Won the Diana Stakes, Group 1. First Lady Stakes, Group 1. Honey Fox Stakes, Group 3. Second in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare. And at 5, it's won the Jenny Wiley Stakes, Group 1. And the Just a Game Stakes, Group 1. I mean, what a superb filly. Still in training, are we? So it's safe to say that we will start following this one without any shadow of a doubt. The trouble is, there's so many well-bred fillies in America, if they can keep them all alive, that races like that, they all tend to turn up against each other. You see there in Italian, very nice horse. And another one that I managed to find was Umatilla. a horse that was going round in New Zealand. You see their dancing show. Here's the dam of this horse. Winner of 7 of 38 races. It's placed in another 16. So it raced 23 times and finished in the first three. No, it raced 38 times and finished in the first three 23 times, winning nearly 700,000 Australian dollars. Won some nice races. Won the Group 1 Karrakatta Plate. Won the On the Park Stakes. Won the Da Costa Plate. Won some very nice races. Second in the Blue Diamond and the Lightning. Very good horse. Third in the Newmarket Handicap. Vobis Sires, Produce Stakes. You see, a lot of them 23 placed efforts were at a very high level. Mathila looks a nice horse racing around. And there's so much more to come. I mean, people are not going to believe the pedigree of this horse. We're just touching the surface, boys and girls. I'll tell you that. The next one I found was Hurricane Sky. I mean, you'll see there that dancing show is also the dam of Hurricane Sky. Dancing show is the 4th dam of this horse. This horse won 6 out of 20 races and $893,000. For some reason, the page that we usually look at, Thoroughbred Query, didn't have its group race wins on it. The sort of entry on that site that makes me want to jump in and start editing. But every time I do that, I always seem to get told off. But I noticed here that when I'm looking at the form on the Horse Racing Australia site, which was a good backup site, but they started to obstruct me. I was trying to look at the pedigrees of the horses, and they kept saying email the site administrator, because I was looking at too many horses. And they sent me an email back, and I asked them what they were doing, and they accused me of something I didn't even know what it was, called data scraping, whatever that is. Excuse me. So you see there, it won the 1994 Blue Diamond Caulfield, won the listed race there, the Criterion. You see that won the Zenith Stakes. I know that race is a lot of a higher grade now than it was in 1995, because I've had the winners of it in the past since I've been following Aussie racing. You see that won the Group 2 Autumn Classic of 1995, then it won the Group 1 All Age Stakes of 1995. And it took out some nice races. This horse did. Hurricane Sky, back in the day. Another one that we found is a stallion now, still a stallion now. Manhattan Rain, winner of 2 of 11 starts, but again, only finished out the first 3 once out of 10 starts. If this horse is going around at 6-1 in every race, hopefully it would be. It's 5, 9 out of 11 starts in the first 3, and earnings of 1.3 million Australian dollars. You'll see there it won the 2009 Sires Produce Stakes and the Group 3 Skyline Stakes of 2009. It was also second in the 2009 Cox Plate, and it was third in the Golden Slipper, the Champagne Stakes, the Coalfield Guineas. What a horse! We'll skip that bit because it's giving a little clues away there. You see there, half brother to Reduced Choice. So now you can really see that the pedigree of this horse is really hotting up now, boys and girls, isn't it? AF Manhattan Rain, still going round as a stallion, the old boy. You see there that he's sired some fair. I don't know what the average size crop is in Australia. It's never sired 100 in a year. You'll see it sired 32 stakes winners, 14 of which have won at graded level. A fair horse. Maybe not the steady horse that sires graded winners. 18 graded winners overall. Oh no, that's wrong. It's there, isn't it? 14 graded winners, 8 individual. Yeah, it's a good stallion. It's a good stallion. And it's a very well bred stallion, that is for certain. People will say it's been running a worldwide. What's that then there? Oh, that's just the Australian details. So if we go to all countries, you'll see there that it really has sired majoritively in Australia. Done very well in Hong Kong. So all 13 runners have won, 7 of them have won. no graded races. But it's in South Africa and Australia where the horse is sired. It's graded winners. I don't know if any of these ring a bell to any of you. She Will Reign, Misty Whiskey Baron. Only them one Group Ones. Oh yeah, that's one there, Group One. Whiskey Baron in a champion middle distance horse in South Africa. Very good. And She Will Reign is the champion 2-year-old filly in Australia. So no surprise to me that this horse, when given the opportunity, can throw a decent one. Looking at the pedigree, it has. Other horses like Platinum Scissors, before we start getting really serious. Platinum Scissors won 5 out of 29 starts, only placed 12 out of 29 times though, unless that's wrong. Could be. How can it not be? Winner of $982,800. No third places there, is there? It won the Spring Champion Stakes Group 1. It won 2 Group 2s, the Norman Robinson, the Hollindale, which I'm fairly certain is a Group 1 now, and the Newmarket Handicap, which we know is. And it was the second in the Doomben Cup as well, over a variety of distances as well. That's another thing that I do think this particular branch, AF, is good for. You know, a very good variety of distances. Now we're going to get serious with the last. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to take a look at one more I found before. He's No Pie Eater. Great name for a horse if you're an Australian. 16 starts again. Placed in half of his starts, 8 of his 16 starts, including 5 wins, $756,500 US. Winner of the Chipping Norton Stakes and the Rosehill Guineas. Sadly, euthanised in 2007 after shattering a shoulder. One of them that I'm sure they'd love to have got to stud with a pedigree like that. You'll see there that Show Lady is the second dam of He's No Pie Eater and the fifth dam of Tom Kitten. I mean, if Tom Kitten can produce these, then what have we got on our hands? But we've not, like I said, there is so. I'm going to show you 3 horses now, very closely related to this horse. And I think they'll seal the deal for everybody. First one we obviously knew that was coming was Reduced Choice. Again, and one of the best stallions ever produced in Australia, I think, it's fair to say. Winner of half of his starts. In the first 3, 8 out of 10 times, winner of $1.5 million Australian dollars, and sire of over 180 stakes winners worldwide. An absolutely magnificent stallion worldwide. Winner of the Caulfield Guineas and the Blue Diamond, and it also won the Manicato and the Colton Orr Stakes, the CF1. Colton Orr is actually an ice hockey player. I think he's played for the New York Rangers. The CF4 Stakes, I don't know who that man is. Not Colton Orr, that's for certain. 4 Group 1 races. He was also second in the Australia Stakes. Again, you'll notice the variety of distances. And the third in the Victoria Health Cup and the Futurity. Champion 3-year-old miler. That is actually wrong. It sired a few more than that. It's probably right at the time they wrote it. But obviously, there were still reduced choices going round when the horse suddenly died in 2019. Absolutely magnificent stallion. Superb. I mean, if someone had told me yesterday that Reduced Choice was the best in show line, I'd have gone, never. It's impossible. That's why is anybody else even following any other horses? But it is. So too is Alma Hare. Alma Hare was a good horse. Winner of 5 of 11 starts, 8 of 11 places, and another one to clear the $1 million mark. $1.168 million. This one is also still at stud now. Alma Hare won the Australian Guineas. It won the Gloaming Stakes, the Carbine, and it was second in the Far Lap and the Golden Rose, third in the Sandown Guineas. Entered stud in 2005. We can actually take a look at this one. See, a veteran stallion now, it's fair to say. That one did outside a lot of horses in its first crop, and then sort of first crop did okay. You'd argue it was his second best crop overall in his life. Then it settled in around the 60, 70, 80 mark until age seemed to catch up with it a little bit. And it's siring less and less horses now, sadly. Still available for $8,000. It's hard to say how much juice the old boy's got left in him, really. He's done quite well, though. So 45 graded stakes winners and 85 stakes winners, 21 individuals graded winners. They kick on. If they win a stakes race, they normally win a graded race. Only 16 haven't, and 21 have. Again, you see, improve with age, really. Average earnings are a lot higher at 4 plus than they are at 2 and 3. Good stallion. I like the horse. You know, I've seen a few good Alma Hares go round in my last couple of years in Australian horse racing. You'll see there that it sires a lot of horses in Australia, and it's really a single market sire. It's fair to say. Sired a few in New Zealand, but I would imagine that the ones in Hong Kong and Malaysia have probably been bought, and Singapore have been bought from Australia. I don't know whether it's stood anywhere else. But you see, it's done quite well. Private Eye, Delicacy, there's a few good horses there. Imagine if people were to look through them, they'll see a Group 1 winner there. There's one there, look. South Australian Derby winner, champion 3-year-old filly in Australia in 2014. That looks to be the only decorated or another champion 2-year-old colt in Australia there in 2013. Called Alma Lad. It was also called Friends of Ya King in Hong Kong. Some nice horses, very nice horses, sired by Alma Hare. And then if people go further back, you'll see that why I call this the late date best in show line is you'll see that the 5th dam of Tom Kitten, Show Lady, is actually out of best in show, which makes this a remarkably bred horse. It's as simple as that. If people go like that back later to Stolen Hour and Late Date, I mean, I'm going to show you how the amount of good horses on this line 8F in a minute. Well, now actually. But before I do that, there's one that was further back. I can trace it back to the modern day again. If people go back to Stolen Hour and Late Date, sort of the dams of best in show, they'll find Giga Kick. Giga Kick, the last year's stolen date there, look, from 1970. And then you go back further back to that. Stolen Hour and Late Date. You know, the 6th and 7th dam of Giga Kick. Who actually won. Did it win the same race? I'm not sure if it did. No, it won the same race that I'm Invincible was 3rd in last week. Winner of 7 of 10 starts. Only been out the first 3 once in its career. And winnings of nearly 10 million Australian dollars. It won the all-age stakes, Group 1. Oh, yeah, the Vane Stakes, that's the one. The Doom Bend 10,000 it won. And again, look at the variety of distances this horse is winning Group 1 races at. It's not even included the Everest, the basic one. It's not a pattern race, you know. But that always was Australia like to have these valuable conditions races. But this horse has won 2 Group 1s as well. Has taken out the Everest at 3, and that's on the back. That's actually on this line as well, which really is incredible. Really. Before we watch the horse win, we're going to close down some of these tabs that we don't need and get back to Tom Kitten. AF, you see. I mean, where we're going back to Late Date, Stolen Hour, if we're going back to there, feel free to shout at the screen. You've gone past it because that is more than possible. And then we'll have a proper scroll through. There we are. There's Late Date, Stolen Hour, Best in Show. We can get down to Show Lady, our little section there. Look. Very nice. But then if we what's it called? Extend the selection. If we go back to another dam, look at these here. I mean, you've got horses like Spinning World, War of Will. The Arcos have had a little go on it. El Gran Senor, one of the best milers, arguably ever in the UK, is also on this line. And you've got horses like Blush with Pride, who really, I had no idea that Munro and Blushing Pride were related together, because the racing post has a habit of an old-fashioned dam not showing the dam when it gets to a certain part to sort of mask the lines just to make it harder for people. It's the only reason they do it. And Blush with Pride gives you horses like Giselle, Rags to Riches, Peeping Fawn, Grey Swallow. I mean, we're on this section. Monroe was Czar, and you've also like Logician, Scuffling, Scuffle, the Dam of Logician is out of Monroe. Got plenty of horses that are out of Monroe. There's one that won the other night, Idiomatic, who won a Group 1 Alabama Stake. I'm not sure what the race is called. It was won the personal ensign stakes for Juddmonte. That is out of Monroe. So I had a night really where I had Idiomatic on this line there, and Tom Kitten on that line there, winning on the same night. I mean, what more do people have to do? I mean, you have to do a lot these days to find good horses once they know where to look. The Minstrel Nijinsky also on this line further down. I've not had one down this section yet, and when I do, I'll be getting very excited. Closest we probably had is Apogee. I didn't know Apogee was on this line as well. Oh, that's a different one though. It's not the Juddmonte Apogee. I'm fairly certain it isn't, because that was foaled a lot later than that. You know, it'd be lovely to get one down here. But really, they'll reveal themselves when the time is ready. We just want to get back to Summit, don't we? And then we're at Nijinsky and the Minstrel. There's my portrait there, 1961 Kentucky Oaks winner. Further above our section, we've got horses like Sarafina, the French Oaks winner. Horses like Aquareal East, Cape Verde. A Gaff is a best in show as well. There's some absolutely incredibly bred horses out there. Albertine, follow a lot of Albertine horses, especially in France. Beautifully bred horse, best in show. Same line as that, but a bit further back, nearer the top. Wow. Then you've got another decent line in Australia there with Commanding Jewel and Atlantic Jewel. If you can get back to a horse like Got to Grace Abounding or something. Oh, there's Manicato as well. A horse so good they named a race after him, the Manicato Stakes. And then they thought we'll let everybody miss it by running it on a Friday night. Shandon Bell. There's other very good horses all through this pedigree, really. What's he raise a native there? Oh, it's probably on this side, wasn't it? Oh, raise a native. Fair enough. I mean, it never won any classics, but that was a very good stallion, if I remember. If it's worth looking at all the colts on here, chances are they're all sires if you see one. Normally they're there just for the dams, unless they produce something that's superb. Also, the Argentinians have had a go there as well. I mean, this is an incredible line. There's another American little go there. Birdstone and Birdtown. Absolutely phenomenal AF. I mean, chances are if you see an AF, you could be in business. But now we're going to wrap this video up. Before we do that, let's watch Tom Kitten win the up-and-coming stake, shall we? And then we'll call it a day.
Just attendance in there with one in the middle gates. Ready now. Racing. Last out of the gates was Cafe Millennium, and Les Vampires jumped very sharply. Griff's handled the start well. Griff's up running second early. They're followed by Mamma will have to take a sit, and the favourite Cabalas goes to fourth as the field starts to string out a bit in the early stages at the 1,000. Ducasse over on the inside of Kintyre, 2.5 away to Tom Kitten. Encap's gone down to the rails inside Tutar Levita, then Hasty Honey and Cafe Millennium's last. Les Vampires shows the way, 3/4 to Griff, followed then by Kementari's only son, Manware, who travels third on the inside of the favourite Cabalas. 2 lengths away to Ducasse, then came Kitten. Further back to Tom Kitten on the inside of Tutar Levita. NCAP Racing held up third last. They come around the turn. Lavon Pierce still under a grip, shows the way. Griff under plenty of pressure second. Cabalis, no excuses in the third position with Clean Air, followed by Kitten. Further back to Marnware and Tom Kitten coming to the outside. Griff showing plenty of fight, laying it down to Lavon Pierce. Kitten running on. Cabalis one paced and Tom Kitten starting to lengthen. Kitten in the middle of the track. Kitten racer to the lead. Tom's on the scene. Tom Kitten and Kitten and Tom. Tom got the bob and beat Kitten. NCAP charging home at a third. Then Ducasse and Griff from Lavon Pierce. Tutar Levita was next. Then came Hasty Honey from Manware. Cabalis very disappointing. And Cafe Millennium was always back last. Photo finish here.
He was a bit wrong there about our horse, Cafe Millennium. That's another one I've identified. I thought he passed a few towards the end. That had won beautifully first time out, and I got very excited. But the only man ever to win on the horse is Tom Marquand, and he's currently needed in England. But what can you say there about that performance? I mean, knuckled down well. Giving weight to some of them as a listed winner, and the horses. It looked as though it was thriving. We know the horse stays a mile. It was closing at the end. And if the race was over further, chances are it would have gone away, wouldn't it? Fantastic horse. And I, for one, can't wait to see it progress for the rest of its career. I've noticed this video is getting quite long now, 36 minutes. But I think the pedigree and the horses that we've talked about have deserved a video like this. You know, absolutely magnificently bred horse, Tom Kitten. It's just a matter now of me checking the entries, and as soon as he ends up in a race with Guineas, Derby, or St Ledger in the title, or maybe one of them expensive conditions races where I've always classed them as free hits, really, then we'll stick him on there. But until now, we're just going to put the video up on the YouTube channel in due course, which I must, before I stop, thank you to support the channel and the videos contained therein. What I will do at the end of this video is I'll stick a link up to allow people that haven't subscribed, maybe watch this video and haven't subscribed, maybe they might wish to. If they don't, they just have to come back and find one whenever they wish. And also I will put a link to the Australian racing playlist there as well, so everybody can check all the other Australian horses that we're currently with. You saw 4 of them. I think there's another Godolphin horse on there as well, the Zulfikar, that sort of tailed off a bit towards the end of the 2-year-old campaign and was being campaigned like a bit of a sprinter. But for now, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching the video. Don't forget, classicwatch24.great/site.net will be the place for all your classic horses heading into 2024. But for now, take care, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your bank holiday if you're celebrating it in the UK. But for now, take care, everybody, and look after yourselves. And thanks for watching.